Hello, I'm Mandy Cartwright. I work for Amphibian Reptile Conservation Trust here in North Wales. I'm the North Wales officer, and today we're at one of our sites in Flintshire, Buckley, Flintshire, Buckhill. You can see a pond in front of me. This site has 20 ponds on, and the majority of our work up here in North East Wales is based around the great crested newt and the wider amphibians assemblage. This site is also a SSSI, Site of Special Scientific Interest, and a special area of conservation for the great crested newts and the wider amphibian populations. This site's quite a big site, it's one of our biggest sites we manage and monitor, so we need lots of help over the winter getting the habitats right, doing pond work, tree work and various other infrastructure works. So between November and February we do an awful lot of habitat management on this site and the other sites we have in the area. This can include anything from removing the pondweed in the ponds, so newts like areas to do their displaying, but they also need marginal vegetation to lay their eggs. So we usually like to manage ponds 40 to 60% aquatic vegetation, so when they succeed that we'll come in and we'll remove a portion per pond. That's one activity people can get involved with. Another thing is wherever there's wet water bodies we usually get lots of willow growing, so you can start to see there's some willow on the margins here now, so in the winter we'll come and remove that, and what we cut we create habitat piles. So we're creating overwinter refuges as well. So everything we do is harvested for another purpose on site. We also we manage the infrastructure, so we're stood on the dipping platform at the moment, which we use for kids to come out and do some pond dipping. We do like to have a holistic view of the sites we manage for a variety of different species, from birds, hedgehogs, butterflies, insects. We also encourage people to visit these sites. On the sites that people can come on, we upgrade the footpaths and the boardwalks whenever necessary, and also interpretation boards. If you wander through our sites in the Buckley area, they'll provide a whole host of different information on that particular site. Whatever's unique to that site, that information will be on those boards as well.
If we look back at the history of Buckley, it didn't really exist until the 1700s. If we go back through the centuries, the manor of Ewlow from the manorial days came up as far as Hawkesbury in Buckley, and covered the areas down to Pentrobin, down to Aston and round to Northup Hall. And the lords of Ewlow then, in those days, had the peasants cut the trees down. Most of the mountain was covered in trees, and beech trees in particular. And the peasants cut the trees down to make firewood for their halls. In doing so, they exposed outcrops of coal and clay, and that's how the clay industries were born, really. When the Industrial Revolution came along in the 1700s, mid-1700s, lots of entrepreneurs, businessmen from England particularly, came along and exploited the clays and the coal for industrial purposes, and Buckley literally took off. Its clay was found to be acid proof, it was found to be strong, good for engineering bricks, and it was a hive of industry. People came from all round to live and work in Buckley. As it developed, so the town took on a name as such, Buckley. In definition, it means a clearing in the beech tree wood where the lords of Ewlow used to graze their deer. A large quarry was built at the standard, and so that took off, making bricks, and in particular they made hard engineering bricks and ornamental bricks. And Buckhill, that was part of the Buckley Brick and Tile Company Limited. And at that particular location there was a very blue clay which was extremely acid proof and hard engineering clay that could be used for all sorts of purposes. So Buckhill clay was ideal for the purpose, and the bricks that they produced there were in high demand. Their bricks went all over the world. They were used to line the sugar furnaces in the West Indies. They were used to build tunnels, such as the Conway Tunnel. I receive emails for the Buckley Society on a regular basis from all sorts of locations around the world where people have found bricks. There are various remnants of the old industries around the town, particularly the mining area. Mainly though, the main remnants are the old pits, the ones water-filled pits that are still in existence around the town. Not so many now because lots have been used for landfill, but there are still a few around there, and they've become a habitat for wildlife, and various fishing clubs have used them, and they're a very nice feature.
There was a short period of open cast coal extraction, and the 3 pools that are now there alongside the standard, what's standard landfill now, they were actually created in connection with the open cast mining as sediment pools. The most ironic thing is that the 3 pools created for sediment were then later colonised by the newts that were left there. This piece of land which stretched from Brook Hill up to Liverpool Road, and that to be developed with new ponds. In 1997, or it must have been about January, February, they started to excavate 20 ponds on this site, and they were enormous ponds. They weren't little tiny ponds, they were enormous ponds, and they were all alongside the old Buckley line. So that actual piece of land then and today adjoins that old corridor of the old Buckley railway line.
So thank you for watching. Please do visit our website if you would like to get involved, contact myself and help us manage these sites in this particular area, or if you want any further information, please don't hesitate to get in touch with me. Thank you very much.